Hey, folks, my guest today is Daniela Paredes Fuentes. She's the co founder and chief executive officer at Gravity Sketch. She's a designer bringing science, design, and engineering to propose a more natural way to communicate 3D ideas. Website's gravitysketch.com. Daniela, are you ready to take us to the top?
I am. I'm the chief experience officer, but yeah,
Chief experience. Oh, sorry, I may have said that wrong. Chief experience officer. But you're also one of the co founders, correct?
I am. Yeah.
How many co founders are there?
We are three.
Three. Okay. Now, were you guys nice and friendly at the beginning? You just split equity evenly at the start, or what?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's great. How'd you guys meet each other and how'd you discover this problem?
So first, we met. One of my co-founders and myself studied together. So we went back to academia and started our master's degree, and that was actually where Gravity Sketch was created. So we were the people that were experiencing the pain. So we're designers looking to bring 3D ideas to life, and so we saw that there was a problem that you have an idea, have a three-dimensional idea in your head, but it's kind of like really, really difficult to bring it out to the world, to communicate it to others, and to visualize it. So we thought, why not just try to tackle this problem? And we decided to create Gravity Sketch.
Very interesting. Okay, and what year was that? When did you launch?
2014, really long time ago.
All right, fair enough. And help me understand today. So when someone signs up and pays for Gravity Sketch, what do they get? Is it a browser UI they can do like Figma but for 3D?
So actually, Gravity Sketch is free for everyone. Only like larger customers pay for it for security and so on. I mean, Gravity Sketch is secure for everyone, but they pay for extra security and the services. And so, yeah, I mean, it is like Figma, but in 3D, like you got it there, like in some way it's for collaboration in 3D. The difference is that you need to be wearing a headset in most cases. So you download the app on your headset on the app. So there's multiple different app stores where you can download the software.
You're talking a VR headset.
Yeah.
Like the one behind you. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's multiple ones. This one is usually the one that most people have, the Quest 2. And so you go in there's an app store, you download it, you make your account, and you just jump in and start sketching in Gravity Sketch, and you can start inviting other people to join the same environment with you. So in a way, it allows people to be in the same space without necessarily being in the same physical space.
Mm-hmm. And how many free users are on the platform today?
Today, we have 1.5 million downloads, and we have about 1,000 daily active users at the moment.
And when you look at the pattern behaviors of those daily active users, what are they doing every day? What makes your tool addictive?
Yes, that's a very good question, because there's multiple things that they're doing there. So, and addictive it's a good word because a lot of our users actually use that word. First of all, you jump into Gravity Sketch and you just get into this creative flow, because you don't need to be worrying about, a tool or like functions or perspective drawing or anything. You just go in there and start using kind of like the most natural ways of creation. So in a way, it just allows people to really dive deep into the idea that they have in their head and try to solve it, as opposed to trying to figure out how to actually make the thing possible. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing. So they jump in, they start kind of like creating geometry. That's one of the use cases. Actually, it is pretty addictive for two reasons, because it's awesome to use it and really fun, but also since you're immersed, you don't really see the light of the day. And so people lose the track of time quite often. So we actually had to put a clock in one of the controllers, like inside of the environment. So that people would be like, oh, damn, it's been like 3 hours and I'm still here.
Oh, what's going on there, YouTube? Good to see you guys. Now imagine this. You love watching these interviews with SaaS founders, but imagine if we took all of the valuation data out from over 2,807 interviews I've done manually. Saves you a lot of time. Well, we've done this. We've built it into the beautiful interface inside of FounderPath. Check this out. I'll show you how you can access this in a second, but you log in, you connect your Stripe account, you see your valuation real time, you can see what it changed over the past 88 days, and even set goals for valuation this year. Now, the secret to valuation is there's many different ways to value a SaaS business. So the reason you're going to see 3 or 4 different valuations inside of your Founder Path dashboard, this is all free by the way, is because depending on who's doing the buying of your SaaS company, you're going to get a different valuation. A VC is going to pay a different valuation. Private equity firm is different. If you're going to do a minority sale, that's different. And if you sell the whole business, that's a different valuation. You can see all those when I hover over here. Right, so the teal is what a VC would pay, yellow is what private equity, and red is if you sold the whole thing outright. Now, what's cool about this is not built off random data. Again, you guys hear these interviews on YouTube. All these data are built from real-time valuation data points founders share with us on the show. So traction, 1.2 million, seed round, 3.7 raise, they sold 22% of their business. Go in here and filter by the event. Maybe you only want to see companies that have sold the whole business. Well, here are a bunch that have been acquired, the valuation and the multiple. Maybe you're going out right now and you're raising your seed round. Well, go in here and look at all this recent seed deals that went down, what they raised, what valuation they raised at, and what percent that they sold. There's never been a larger data set of SaaS valuations than what you can get now inside of Founder Path, and we're thrilled to bring it to you. All right, we're going to go back to the YouTube video here in a second, but if you want to check this tool out, if you want to jump in and sign up, you can check it out for free to get your valuation at this link, founderpath.com/products/valuations. Or if you go to founderpath.com and hover over products, click on get your valuation here and go ahead and sign up to give it a whirl. Again, all that valuation data live right inside the platform. I hope to see you there. All right, let's jump back into the interview. So what's the key usage metric for you then? Is it like number of new 3Ds like sketches done per day, or what's the usage metric?
The usage metric that we measure most is exports. So for us, exports, and we're now starting to measure, this one is a bit of a newer one, but it's collaboration sessions with more than 2 people in there. And so those are kind of like the 2 things that make people kind of like really go back to Gravity Sketch. One is finding it useful to be able to go into the platform, create something and be able to export it and bring it somewhere else. And that's the thing that we value the most, because we don't want people to be just creating something that they're not going to be able to use in their entire workflow. And so that's the biggest metric that we measure. And then the other one is number of people having these kind of like collaborative sessions and the duration of those sessions, because that's the other really powerful thing about Gravity Sketch, is having a lot of people come in and have design reviews, presentations, and just give feedback in this kind of like virtual space.
And Daniela, last month, how many total exports were created on the platform?
Right now, we are still kind of like in the midst of like tweaking the numbers. So can't actually tell you that. Yeah.
Okay, so you're still trying to figure out how to measure that.
Yeah, I mean, we've already put some things together, but it's still kind of like, going like
early.
This.
Okay, fair enough. Now, we've talked about the sort of the freemium tool. Obviously, people switch on and turn to paid when they want extra security. Help me understand what the pricing looks like. So what does the average paying company pay you per month to use Gravity Sketch?
That really depends on the number of people they're going to be using it and the types of services. So it varies a lot, and it's kind of like a bit of a confidential thing per company that we can't actually.
Well, don't obviously tell me the company name. I'm just asking for, generally speaking, are we talking like $1,000 a month, or like $10,000 a month, or something different? What's a range?
No, it's about like, that's why I'm like it varies a lot. So it's hard to like tell exactly.
I know it varies, Daniela, because you have a ton of different price points, but I'm trying to get a sense of small, medium, large. Can you give me some sort of idea?
We really just sell to like large organizations. We don't sell to like medium. If there's like medium companies that want to be using it, they can be using the
Sorry, Daniela, the reason I'm asking the question this way is because my audience doesn't know what your version of medium is compared to their version of medium, right? So like, are you talking like you're only looking at $100,000 per year plus contracts, or are there some people paying you for extra security at $1,000 a month?
No, we mostly, it's like about $50,000 a year to $100 a year contract. Yeah,
I see. Okay, got it. So that's sort of your enterprise motion. Now, have you been selling that a long time, or is that a new product?
We've been selling that for about 3 years now, a bit more.
Oh, okay. So got it. So this is your main go-to-market strategy. Now, when did you launched in 2014? When did you get your first paying customer? Do you remember?
Yes, 2017, actually. It was a pilot.
2017. So how did you guys pay your bills between 2014 and 2017?
That's a good question. Yeah, it was pretty hard for us at the beginning to pay the bills because, on one side, not a lot of people had VR headsets, so we couldn't actually sell the software. And not a lot of people wanted to invest in VR companies. So for a really long time, we survived out of grants and awards and also part-time jobs.
I see. Okay, so when did you guys all officially join full time?
Full time was 2016, and that was
Oh,
when
I
we
see.
launched the app for actually people to be using it, like the VR app. Before we launched an iPad app, and then in 2016 we launched the VR app, and started kind of like receiving a few like donations and like that. And with our savings, we were just kind of like keeping afloat until we were able to raise investment and close our first deals.
Okay, so you decided to raise instead of bootstrap. When did you raise the first round of capital, and about how much was that for?
2000, it was 2018, and that was for 1.7 million.
And where did you guys want to invest that money?
We started like growing the team. Yeah.
Yep. And have you raised more since then?
Yeah. So after that, we did a seed plus round, which was 3.2 million. And then end of last year, we were able to close a round of 33 million.
Okay, so that seed plus round, was that also in 2018?
That was 2020, beginning of the pandemic, 2020. Yeah.
2020. Interesting. Okay, so, and sorry, the one that you raised last year, you said was for 22 million?
For 33 million.
Oh, 33. I was one of my digits off. Okay, interesting. So talk about the most recent raise. Where do you plan to invest this capital to drive some growth?
We plan to invest it quite heavily on the go-to-market strategy. So really putting a lot of resources in making sure that Gravity Sketch is known, and like its values, it's known in the industry. On top of that, making sure that our current customers are having everything that they need to be able to grow and use Gravity Sketch and see value. So that's kind of like our most like important focus at the moment. Along with marketing. Marketing up until now, we have been doing it in a very organic way. We don't really have a marketing team so far.
How many people are on the team right now, full time?
Right now, full time in the whole Gravity Sketch?
Whole team, yeah.
60 people.
Yeah. 60?
60, yeah.
How many of those are engineers?
It keeps changing. I think on the last count, it was 18 people.
18. So. Okay. And you guys do you build your own? I mean, do you have a lot of animators and designers on the team or no?
We have quite a few designers. Animators, we don't. Okay. Probably in the future we will. We have quite a few designers. They have different roles though. So like we have some designers that are actually working on the product, and we have 4 designers working on the product. But then we also have footwear designers and automotive designers that were actually Gravity Sketch users before joining us.
Amazing.
And now, yeah, it's pretty cool. And now they're part of the team and they're helping our customers get the most value out of the tool. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, hire your customers. That's always a great strategy. Yeah. Okay, very cool. Now, is the a lot of these sort of SaaS companies that go from free to paid, it's bottoms up, right? An employee starts off on free, then 6 other employees join, then before you know, the enterprise is moving to like a paid plan. Or do you guys see that same pattern happening, or are your enterprise users coming on and directly paying from day one for 100 seats with extra security?
No. That pattern is happening all the time. Actually. Okay. All of the accounts that we have come up from like bottom up.
Oh, I see. Interesting. So your SDR AEs team, they're basically looking at your most active free users going, are there more people from that same company using Gravity Sketch? Should we talk to their CIO and give them more security features? That's how they prospect.
Yeah, exactly.
Very interesting. Have you learned anything from that process that surprised you?
Well, I mean, the interesting part here is that there's like normally designers that fall in love with Gravity Sketch, bring it to their workplace, and then it becomes kind of like a crazy, like, navigating the corporate waters to like figure out how to bring that tool into the ecosystem, which tends to be really hard. So that's the part that we are like looking to crack right now, is like, how do you equip these people that normally don't, like, their job is not to really go and look for software, right? And so how do we help them navigate those waters in the easiest way so that, you can eventually get like this software serving the majority of the people in that organization?
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. All right, before we wrap up here, you mentioned you guys went full time in 2016, got your first customer in 2017, which is a great moment. How many customers are you serving now today?
Today, enterprise customers, we have 20 enterprise customers at the moment.
That's nice. So it's a small group. You can really focus on them and just focus on selling them a lot of product.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, fair enough. And you mentioned earlier, obviously, that you have those high ACVs, usually above 50,000. So we can take 20 times 50,000. You guys are doing at least $1 million in revenue at this point, correct?
1.2 last year. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. And what were you doing the year before that? Do you remember?
Way less. We were at 300.
300,000.
Yeah. The pandemic actually helped a lot because people needed to figure out how to bring people together in the same space without.
That's remarkable.
In the same space.
And what do you guys think you'll close this year at?
We're looking to close at probably 6 million. So yeah, growing.
That's incredible. So you guys, I mean, listen, don't take this as a bad thing. I think it's a great thing. You're clearly really good storytellers about vision where you're headed, because you raised 33 million with about 1.6 million or $2 million run rate when you sign the initial term sheet, if I'm getting my timing right. So that's a huge valuation multiplier. What did you put in your deck that made Excel go, oh my gosh, we'll give these guys 30 million bucks today. They're worth it.
We just put them in front of our users and they were able to just like sell the dream better than us.
That's amazing. So it was a 1.5 million install base and 1,000 DAUs.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay, Daniela, anything I missed before we wrap up?
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
Heck of a story. Much for the time. You bet. All right, let's wrap up here with the famous 5. First one, favorite book.
Wow. Brand, telling a brand story.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Not really.
Okay. Number 3, besides
Steve Jobs, but
Steve Jobs. Okay. Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building Gravity Sketch?
Unity. Online tool, Figma, actually.
Figma. Okay. Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
8.
8. That's good. And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
Married with 1 kid, 1.5 year old.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's exciting. All right. And do you mind me asking how old you are?
Yeah, 36.
36. Last question. Take us back 16 years. What's something you wish you knew when you were 20?
Wow. Really good question. I wish I knew that I didn't have to worry so much, that I just needed to kind of like keep going, following my dreams and working hard, and things would happen.
Guys, one of the first stories of someone that's launched sort of a B2B application specifically for VR, where you have to have a headset, that's actually gaining traction. Gravity Sketch now has over 1.5 million downloads. They've got over 1,000 daily active users. Daniela is measuring activation by how many exports are happening per day. That usage and those usage metrics have enabled them to go out and raise a competitive round, $33 million just raised in their Series A, as they look to scale past $6 million in revenue this year with a team of, call it 60 people, 18 engineers to date. We're rooting for them. Daniela, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers. They try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company, or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com /Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.